We are back with your favorite show, The League of the Genuine Conversations, with me, Fred Mwema. This is the only show on the planet that discusses the big subject of counterfeits. I know many of the viewers there have a lot of interest in many other things, but everything out there is actually affected by counterfeits. Last week, we had a conversation about counterfeits in shipping, freight forwarding. This time, we have jumped right into the center of the information, communications, and technology, ICT. And to discuss counterfeits in ICT is a computer scientist, computer expert, computer wizard.
You can say a computer.
You're a wizard.
Expert.
Computer expert. You
yes.
have a master's in computer science, in information technology, in economics, in all these things. Join me in welcoming Katuka Gloria.
Yes. Thank you for having me at your show.
Yes, we're glad to have you. I know that we tried to host you last year when you are a big person. You're the outgoing president of the Rotary Club of Bukoto.
Yes, I'm now a past president of the Rotary Club of Bukoto.
Are you a past leader?
Yes, I'm a past leader.
Okay.
Of a Rotary Club.
Of Bukoto.
Of Bukoto, yes.
A few meters from here.
Very few minutes away from here.
So now that you're not a president, you've got the time
yes.
to come. Gloria, you wear two hats, of course. The one hat is for the computer science side, and the other hat, the softer one maybe, is the Rotary family. Which hat do you want to take off first in discussing counterfeits? Because both are affected by counterfeits.
First of all, once again, I want to thank you for having me at your show. I've been following your show, and I just wondered if the community is made aware of all the counterfeit products that we have on the market, it would create a positive impact. So everything starts with a mindset change. So me being here right now, I can start with the ICT component of counterfeit, especially that I've been in the ICT sector for over 15 years now, serving in this country.
In ICT. So you want to begin with ICT?
Yes.
As we begin ICT, it is a fact that we have lost a gallant son of this country, General Eli Tumwini, and may his soul rest in peace. But you guys of ICT, you are doing more harm than good. I mean, we have lost somebody, but you can see how social media and so on is being used to inform. There's a good side, but there's also the bad side, all manner of things. You think ICT is making society better or just ruining society? If you're to see how we treat the dead and how the comments and all those things.
ICT does not make anybody bad or society bad. It's how we perceive the things that ICT can do. ICT cannot, I will beg your pardon on there. ICT does not make you as a person do bad things. ICT is an enabling service.
It's an enabler, yeah.
It's an enabler for you to do the services that it is service delivery. So looking at what is happening in the ICT space, looking at especially this gentleman who has worked for this country, who has served, and he has died. Whether he has done good or bad, we as Ugandans or as a people, we used to respect the dead. So as we are consuming what is coming on social media, we need to create awareness to pick the positivity out of it, not be the agents of everything doom. So
but somebody will say that there is freedom of expression. You don't have to like my opinion. Me, I will say what I want, and if there's an enabler, if you computer wizard, you enable me to broadcast my information, somebody might say, what's wrong? What's fake with that?
There's nothing wrong with you as somebody who's consuming or your freedom of expression. But as using ICT, like right now, why have you come here to talk about counterfeit? You're trying to create mindset change. and ICT is giving you a platform for you to create this mindset change and create awareness for people to understand the wrong or the dangers
And
of
for them to
using
live better.
to live a better life, a long, better, healthy life, because you made awareness. So in the same way, ICT has given you a platform. Let's make awareness to use ICT to serve change the society we live in. It does not always have to be negative, but let's be the game changers of positive living. So everything is about mindset change, and ICT gives you that platform for you to do that.
And you are here to give your installment on mindset change. We have a big problem of counterfeits. Can you tell us whether we have a problem of counterfeits in your world, in ICT, and how does it present?
I would just take you a little bit back. I used to work for Microsoft, and as I joined Microsoft, I used to work under anti-piracy, fighting counterfeit. Definitely, as
when was that?
That was 2008, 2009, up to 2014. I used to consult for Microsoft, and you would find that the biggest, as the uptake of technology increases, there comes a danger of people looking at opportunities how to quickly gain from these increased ICT products that are coming on the market. And you look at Uganda right now, people that purchase genuine softwares, genuine equipment are very few. Everybody is looking for a counterfeit of sorts. Looking at the software was the biggest challenge at that time. You purchase.
So that's all on. So Microsoft supplies what? Hardware, software?
I will concentrate on yes.
Even
It used to handle some of the hardware, but I will look at the aspect of software, which is the.
So you are fighting piracy of
software. You purchase a Windows, but it's duplicated. Somebody downloads a key and gives you to install on all your machines. You don't know that you're installing either you're installing a malware, you're installing a Trojan on that software that has been given. You install it and then you go to use it.
So you're saying that when you're in Microsoft, you used to fight piracy of operating software, Windows, all these things we use on our computers, the software. And you're saying that there is a problem. We have a lot of piracy. Where are the pirates of software in Uganda? Who are they?
Me and you.
Do they wear some special uniform? Or how do you pirate software?
The pirates of the softwares or counterfeit products are me and you. It's not anybody else. You who purchases a computer and you decide this salesperson of a machine to sell you a pirated, a counterfeit software, not licensed, not original
so I'm
software.
asking, how is the pirated software manufactured? How is it made?
I get an original software and duplicate it, and I work back and duplicate the software to do exactly what the original software is doing.
So are you saying this software has no protection?
I will give you a code. You can
I can penetrate it
and do your own coding of this, you embed into the original, and you change a small code, and it becomes just a replica of the other solution.
So the people who do this are computer scientists like you?
Definitely. Some are computer scientists, some have learned on the job, and I know I can just change one or two, and then I use the same solution software across.
So you're saying that we have people who buy the original software, break it up if you like in soft language, and then replicate and generate several
if it's Office, generate several Office, and they upload it on your machine, download it on your machine, and then they give your machine is here, is working, go.
But how does counterfeit software, how does it become compatible with a genuine machine? I thought it would reject it.
It can. You're just downloading it there. It will not reject it. It will work like any other normal. It's just like you're buying this water. you putting it in this bottle, will a genuine water that is purified reject being put in a clean, clear other bottle? No, it's just like putting in.
You know why I'm asking that? Because in certain products, for example, in certain new cars, new engines, you will not be able to put certain fuel. You will not be able to put certain oils. It's not compatible. So I would have thought that you computer scientists would have developed, to protect us from the fakes, you would have developed a mechanism.
You know that where more money is right now, while you're coding to develop a good software that can be utilized by the community, by the organizations, institutions, somebody is here trying to develop. These are two who is trying to develop how they can counter that software that you, and it's a big market also. People are going in the dark web to see how who can break this code. If Microsoft, for example, Microsoft or Oracle or any other big giant that is doing softwares out there develops, there are people on the dark web trying to make sure that they reproduce and break that software and see how they can manipulate it. So it is big.
So do you think that the call for access to the internet, some people even say it's a human right, things like open source, do you think these things are promoting the pirating of software, the fact that we are looking for ICT penetration, everybody to have access?
If I would say is that piracy in a way is hindering innovativeness or innovation of people who are willing to work and produce their products that can be put on the market. I'm just looking at some of the products that we have on the market developed by Ugandans.
Ugandans are developing software.
Yes, Ugandans are developing softwares. We have across government right now. We have a solution developed that is running by the procurement, the EPG. It's procurement locally developed. We have a meeting. I know everybody is running to Zoom right now, but we have a meeting software developed by Ugandans, and it's being the Ugandan likeness of Zoom software that has been created, that is called Caucus, that is being used right now across some of the institutions that, like Uganda Information and Communication Technology, even Ministry of ICT, Ministry of Gender, and a number of institutions are using this. This has been developed locally by Ugandans, and so if we promote that, that is something that we are promoting. We're not promoting piracy, we are promoting indigenous, homegrown solutions. And that is not the only one. We have also EGP right now that is running, we're using for procurement across government.
So software development is going to be a big income earner.
It's a big income earner for the youth.
To stop unemployment and all these things.
Exactly.
And also deliver of services.
And deliver of service, yes.
But now, you know, people are used to talking about counterfeits of products. Now you're here talking about software, something intangible, we don't see it. Is counterfeiting of software such a dangerous thing?
Counterfeit of software is so dangerous. I don't know that here as anti-counterfeit network, what business you have on online. Imagine you're handling, I would just use an example of a bank, for example, or even an institution such as
mobile money. Everybody
such exactly as mobile money. Such an institution. Can you lose
money? When you have fake software, when
you have fake software, why wouldn't you lose money? Just look, if I'm interested in Gloria's account and I've been following Gloria because Gloria uses she uses her phone as for a hotspot for internet,
and her wallet is also
there. And my wallet is also
so
here.
I send you
1 million. 1 million, and you keep monitoring, and I'm using. Sometimes I get my laptop. And I connect there. On that laptop, there's a software I've pirated. That means I have a malware. I have that somebody could easily transfer my data. Privacy issues have come in because I have a computer that is on a network that is not secured.
So when I have fake software, people can access,
can easily penetrate, lose your data.
and see that you've received a
You
million.
can even receive 1 million, even follow you. For example, what kind of data are you handling on that machine? If I'm handling like my bank account online, somebody who has been following my, who has been able to penetrate using a malware
draw
on
your
my,
money.
can monitor you. They monitor you for a day or
they
two
can
or three.
monitor, okay.
And
then your money is safe.
Subsequently, your money is taken away because they've been able to.
Because they have the password, they can transact.
The transaction, because identity theft is one of the major things that are killing the market right now. If you go online, they steal your identity because they are able to use your computer to make the person you.
So Gloria, as we break on this, are you
Yes.
saying that a lot of the bank frauds, a lot of the financial losses that we are seeing on the systems is caused by fake software?
Not
Or
all
facilitated?
Some of them could be facilitated, but usually it has a human component. In whatever it happens, it has a human component in all this. Secondly, it has a fake software that has, because you've put a software that has been manipulated, and yes, so that could be a bigger percentage contribute to theft that is happening.
Gloria, we have to take a break, but when we come back, you are talking about genuine software.
Yes.
But many people are looking at you and saying, but it is expensive. We need to take a break. We're back with the second segment of this conversation on the League of the Genuine. We are discussing matters counterfeit in the ICT sector. So if you have a mobile phone, a computer, a software issue, and you want to find out more about the fakes in that area, we have a computer wizard or expert here, Gloria Katuku. You were explaining about how dangerous fake software is, and I asked you a question that to most Ugandans, to most people in Africa, they will say, you know, those are expensive things. If I get my pirated software, I can send my email, I can print a document, it's too expensive. How do you balance this issue of expense, affordability, and is it an excuse to consume fakes?
I will answer it in two folds. Looking at the dangers once you're using fake counterfeits or counterfeit software, the dangers of what you might lose.
Outweigh.
The security, they outweigh
the saving.
Yes, the savings. You might think that, oh, I'm saving this amount of money by taking just a computer and loading on something for 120,000 Uganda shillings, and you're going to put it on a network that has you've invested billions of money to secure, like Euphemis, for example. I take my machine, and Euphemis is the one run by Ministry of Finance to disperse all these funds, government payments. You put your computer there. So if I penetrate using your machine that has a fake or counterfeit software, the danger that you would cause if I use that same machine that you've loaded to penetrate and enter into an investment of that magnitude. So they outweigh. But looking at the other aspect of what dangers it does, other than thinking it's very expensive, yes, it is very expensive, but it kills even the market for you to use software that we've just heard about Ugandan homegrown solutions. So if you continue buying 120 vis-a-vis promoting right now we have youth who are dynamic, who are into this development space developing state of solutions that can be utilized across Uganda. You're killing their market. So why?
But Gloria, the example you gave of the system used by Ministry of Finance and why it has got to be genuine, and even if it's expensive. So there might be a feeling that, yes, government has money for it, it can afford. But the local person, the ordinary person there, who has a small secretarial bureau trying to make ends meet, cannot afford.
Can I pull it down to you and me? We are parents.
Yeah, make it. Give me an example.
I'm looking
for the local,
at me. I'm
this
looking
person
at,
with a small type.
I will take it. I will take it. For example, a mother who has a kid who is going to a school and they need eventually to use a machine to do their homework.
Okay.
And I've
E-learning.
loaded, yes, e-learning, and I've put software that is counterfeit, and that counterfeit comes with a virus, and maybe you have somebody who is interested in, they're called pedophiles, or who is interested, who goes on,
yes,
who is interested in, and then when you log, you don't monitor your kids, you've given this
somebody hacks
into it, and then what do you, how do you know eventually what happens at that level of you? Because no, I want something easy
and cheap.
So
cheap is expensive.
Cheap is expensive. You can't, looking at IT, you cannot keep uploading cheap software because you want it cheap.
But if you're speaking, let's stay with education a bit.
Yes.
If you're saying that the fake software is dangerous, we have rampant exam malpractice. Is there a connection with software, fake software, the leaking of exams? Is it?
Like I say, I don't. That's a software issue. I've not heard that UNEB has been hacked and their software has been manipulated, because some of the developers of that, the solutions used at UNEB, some of the developers of EPG, some of the developers of
UNEB. I'm a headmaster of some school.
Yes.
I buy fake software. I set an exam. Okay, a mock exam. And you're saying that it's very easy to penetrate and to access. Can't somebody actually steal the exam that is going to be written if my system can be compromised?
If it can be compromised, yes, somebody can steal. But like I said, in terms of security or information security, the number one culprit is a human component. You have a human component who has not put in strong mechanism to protect the data that on which their exam is seated. So that is where the person who is interested in a school will work day and night to make sure.
So you're suggesting that if we are to fight exam malpractice, we may need to start fighting fake software. Actually,
definitely that one you have
because
to start.
there are no exams these days.
Everything
that are
is
set
done
with
on
the typewriter and so on.
Everything is done online, and then I'll go on that machine and I'm able to manipulate and know, oh, they set these exams from here and here, and then I get them. But at the end of the day, it's a human component on that aspect.
Either hacking or duplicating.
Hacking or working hard on your...
Let me ask, you are saying that you worked with Microsoft fighting piracy. Is that effort still there, or you guys left us to be eaten up by the fakers?
I remember that at one time we worked with the Association for Uganda Performing Rights Society. At that time, when we were fighting anti-piracy on the streets of Kampala Road mostly, we were fighting original equipment manufacturer licenses, we were fighting for office windows, the uptake within our market of Uganda. We worked with them and the police to make sure that when we enter a shop, we've bought machines that are DOS machines, and then we ask them, we need software. Then they tell you, software is expensive, but we can do this for you at if $120, I will give you at $100 shillings. 120 shillings to put for you all office and
so you
windows.
are doing trap purchases.
Yeah, you
like
could say we used to call it at the time. We used to call it foot on ground soldier for anti-piracy. Like you go in with the law enforcement.
A mystery shopper.
Yes, a mystery shopper. You go in and see what is happening exactly.
So you caught many.
We got many, but what the challenge was at the time, even the computer misuse bills, the laws were not in place. I remember when we went into a shop and purchased 15 DOS machines, and we asked them to load for us software. They told us the charge for, if we want for genuine, this is the much. If you want for pirated software, this is much. So we gave them, we paid and went away. And then they said, you come back and pick your machines. We came back with the police because we had the evidence, and it was one of our colleagues from Microsoft and the police doing the actual purchasing. The challenge was we took it to CPS, and they did not.
The police officers understand that case?
They did not understand. We were told in one of the gentlemen handling our case told us, just erase everything, delete your software,
and give me my computer back.
And give you the computers back, and then.
So they didn't appreciate.
They did not appreciate. So this is why it is very important that you're coming up to create awareness on counterfeits, because it affects us across, whether you're a software developer, whether you are a computer manufacturer. The awareness is very important and vital, even for the law enforcement to understand the aspect of counterfeits.
So did you succeed to get any convictions or whatever?
They held onto our machines for like over a month.
The police. Did you ever enter court?
We never entered court because they did not understand the crime. The crime was not, they did not understand the crime committed. They could not understand well counterfeits.
And that leads me, Gloria, to this is the challenge we have.
Okay.
Some people think this is not an important issue. Politics is more important, a music show is more important. But you as a computer scientist, do you think our future is secure? Do you think we can attain middle class or high class income status if we do not sort out the issue of the integrity of our ICT? And yet ICT is used for development. Can we develop with fake ICT?
We cannot develop with anything fake, anything counterfeit. We can never develop. So that's why we have to have mechanisms. I think I know that we have policies within government and laws within government that look at counterfeit, that look at intellectual property as a whole. But looking at the national ICT policies and what it says, but going to the nitty-gritty of promoting genuine production of either software or production of equipment, genuine, we're still lacking behind. That's why we have lots of counterfeit coming in. Even machines are counterfeit, and somebody just comes and assembles, and we are not closely monitoring what is happening. So that is why it is very important that we promote.
We do something, but Gloria,
we do something
for
about
us. Our investigations reveal that a lot of television sets that come into this country,
counterfeit goes
they
across.
are counterfeit. It's just the shell they bring, but the engine, the motherboard inside is changed. So you have a Sony, but the engine is something different.
Something else.
Don't you think that you computer scientists, you are to blame? Because now for you, you are a manager strategy, planning and performance in NITA. You're a big person. Now for us small people, we look at you and say, now, these big people have let us down. Who is dropping the ball? Do you think we the consumers who are yearning for these fake ICT products are the problem? Or do you think the enforcement side, the government, the police, the regulators is the problem?
One thing I would like to, I like the fact that you're doing something that is affecting the community as a whole. So who is to blame mostly? A businessman who goes and purchases a shell and knows that I'm buying substandard, and when the likes of Uganda Registration and
Services Bureau.
Yes, the standard, the one that does
Uganda's Bureau of Standards.
Uganda Bureau of Standards comes in, and then you're trying to cover up your acts, thinking this is genuine, and you buy a television set that is fake. You just get that says Samsung,
the trademark,
you put it there, and somebody comes to purchase. So you, the business person who's purchasing, you are to blame.
Who is buying and selling.
Who is buying and selling. And then us, the enforcement officers, I would look at Uganda, those handling the enforcement. We have a big part to play if
Customs.
we are to fight.
The things coming.
Exactly. That's why we need tracking. I don't know if I'm not well researched in that area to know how we track.
Trace and track.
Yeah, trace and tracking, how it is working now for Uganda. Because some things that affect, for example, you're importing a machine that is going to work on my heart, that is going to be used by Mlago. have we done due diligence to make sure that this is not counterfeit? How are we measuring that? So it is
a
good
machine
that
to test malaria, to test sugar and so on, if it is fake,
if
it's
it is
going
fake,
to give you false results.
it's going to give me exactly.
And then you take...
So how are we tracking
We have so
that?
many cases of people diagnosed with diseases they don't have, and they start treatment.
Exactly. You start
That
treatment.
is ICT. Fake ICT.
That is equipment. Yes, you can
It
say
is still ICT.
It's information
Hardware.
technology, hardware. Like I said, when everything is digitizing and everybody is seeing this as an opportunity to get into and get quick wins, quick money.
As we break for the last segment, here on this show we have an acronym called DANCANI. DANCANI, which represents the drivers of counterfeiting. In the scenario you've just described, the businessman who brings and sells, the consumer who buys, the regulator who doesn't enforce, which of those drivers of counterfeiting is a big one for you that is causing this menace?
Affordability. I want a Gucci. I can't afford the original Gucci. I will take what I can afford. Looking at office software, I can't afford a genuine license. I take a counterfeit. So I think it's affordability.
What about the negligence, the failure to cooperate between government agencies? Because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are supposed to keep law and order. Me as a citizen, I may have my private wish to look like you, to you know, but I have somebody who is in charge of the security and safety of the country.
Negligence of even an individual, not necessarily government and the law enforcement, negligence of you going out to purchase that software, negligence of you not knowing that if I'm drinking this water that is not well purified is going to, I wouldn't want to say that it's ignorance of us.
Negligence. Staying with negligence, don't you think there's also negligence of the manufacturers, the brands? They are not doing enough to do these sweeps and to clean the market. They are just leaving us exposed. We are at the mercy of the fakers. As
a government or as
the brands, the
brands.
manufacturers.
I don't think it's. I'm just referencing the days I worked for Microsoft and what Microsoft was doing to make sure they created awareness to all their customers and especially the distributorship of their products. They are taken through the dangers and they teach you. And even you as a distributor, when you go out to the market, you teach the people that like, for example, if I'm from Microsoft and I'm going to sell to World Vision, for example, I first give them a rundown of what the genuine softwares are. So they do a lot of awareness, creating awareness. However, when it comes to importation of these goods and services that we purchase, either software or any other, the onus is on us as government to make sure that we are within our country we are consuming genuine products.
But I want to stay with the brands. I hosted a top musician the other week, Azawi, and she was ranting and complaining about fake internet. You pay for so much internet, for a lot of bundles, and what is delivered is short. So
now that is not a counterfeit.
You are even talking about importation. I don't know the software, but I'm talking about internet. You are given something which is not genuine.
It is genuine, but
it's not for the amount.
That one, and the nitty-gritties of how the back end, how the likes of these telecom companies segment their data consumption.
First of all, is it right? Is it even true? We have fake internet.
What is that called? No, we don't have fake internet.
Is that genuine internet? What is that?
Internet, I'm very sorry. Hey. Internet is genuine. It's just the bandwidth consumed that is maybe not given. You know, they give you the time. They say that it will expire after a month. But how does
so
it,
if
how
you
does
say it
the
will
bandwidth
expire, if you say it will expire after a month, and then you give it to me and then you slow the speed so much, or you
Maybe that depends on how much, what you're using your machine or your phone.
But you agree there is need for reform there?
Definitely there is need for reform to see on bandwidth consumption from the telecos, especially for somebody who loads. I don't understand the notion of your internet.
Do you promise to go and look into it?
I need to go and look. I need to go and consult UCC, and I see how they do. They're doing that, but
not
it's
even
not
UCC, but the telecos.
The telecos. Maybe I need to consult them and see how, if they can review that and give us bandwidth that stipulated the time for which we've subscribed to.
Subscribe to. We are going to take a break,
yes,
and come back and talk about your other hat you're going to take off, the one of the Rotary family. Let's take a break. We are back with the third and final segment of this interesting conversation here with the computer wizard. But
like
she
that.
also doubles as a past president, a former president, and ex-president of one of the big Rotary clubs here in Kampala, the Rotary Club of Bukoto in Kampala City here. We would like to know, the Rotary is a big movement that is there, among other things, to provide service above self. In other words, you serve. Now, in the context of this conversation, how does Rotary ensure that it does not serve counterfeits to those people it wants to help?
Well, thank you for asking me once again about something I'm very passionate about. Rotary goes out, it's a movement of 1.5 billion people. And it happens that today, as we speak, the Rotary International president is in the country, arrived today morning. So he's here, she's here being hosted in the country. And my club happens to produce a district governor for District 9213, who is Honorable Mike Sevalu.
That is the district of Uganda.
That is the Uganda. Right now it handles Uganda because they segmented Kenya, Tanzania, and now Tanzania was cut off.
So Uganda is district what?
9213. It has a component of 9213 and 9214.
We are in two districts.
Yes, together with Tanzania.
So me, I fall on which side? Tanzania side or
where like here where we are?
Yeah.
If the latitudes serve right, you belong to 9213.
So I'm a Tanzanian.
No, you're Ugandan.
Okay. Okay.
So
how do you serve?
How we serve is
to ensure you don't serve counterfeits.
First of all, Rotary works on integrity. We are there to serve the community and impact them in the respective areas in respective areas that we are working on. For example, we have water and sanitation, we have maternal child health, we have peace and
water and sanitation.
Yes.
Maternal health.
Maternal health. We have peace and conflict resolution. Those are some of the things that we focus on. And this year, among them, we are focusing on we call it basic literacy and basic.
Who is focusing? The district or Bukoto?
No, the district.
The district.
Rotary District 9213. That's what we are focusing on. So you cannot say that you're going to promote community well-being when you're looking for water and sanitation, and then you're promoting fake products. We are an organization that is of high integrity. That is what we base on. So in the things, we have what we call the four-way test that we live in. It's like our Bible. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? You find that people talk about this day in like the Bible. So as you go out, and because you are people of integrity, are you sure that what you're promoting is of high integrity? Is it beneficial to the community that you're serving in? If you're going to take mother kids to give birth to use when they're giving birth, and you're promoting counterfeit products.
But Gloria, don't you think that counterfeits challenge those good objectives you have? Because one, Rotary has no factory which manufactures medicine. You don't manufacture water. You don't manufacture food. You don't manufacture iron sheets which you go and build schools. Don't you think that there is a high chance that counterfeits can actually hamper your good programs? You raise money to go and help maternal health care. But when you get the money, the procurement goes and buys fake antimalarials. For your information, fake antimalarials is a big issue in Africa. So many kids are dying below 5 years. The mortality rate is so high. As we speak here, we've lost several kids to malaria because of fake.
Because of fake.
So don't you think that the Rotary movement needs to adopt an intentional anti-counterfeit policy in its programming, including, for example, blacklisting people who have a reputation, a record for selling fakes? You don't come near them. You don't give them your money.
You know that this program that you've started is a very good program that we can partner with. We partner with Rotary to make sure, especially Rotary Club of Bukoto, where I come from, in order to promote the awareness of counterfeit. I know for a fact that we as Rotary, we deal directly with brands. For example, if we are going to purchase books, we go direct to the publishing companies. Like this year, we've been going big on buying exercise books and reading books for schools that we are impacting in various parts of Uganda. We go directly to these publishing companies and we give them the materials that we want to that have been censored by both Ministry of Education and our directors at the district level. So we are working directly with the brands in everything that we are doing. For example, if we are going to go to maybe giving a project, because we have a Rotary International Foundation that gives us over billions of money to all the projects we are working on. This, we come back here and we look for the companies that we are working with in drilling this water. These companies we are working with in, for example, you've spoken about anti-malaria. We have our district governors that sit on the board for fighting malaria in the country. The district governors are there, the past district governor, and Uganda sits on the board there, Rotary as an institution, because they've realized how valuable, we are a good resource, and we are genuine. We go out when we mean to go out and impact. We would deliver on what we've said as a Rotarian. But what
happens if you have to source a product from a brand which has no manufacturing unit here? They may have a distributor, they may have a representative, and a lot of the counterfeiting occurs through leakages in the supply chain.
Like I would just look at we do hold what is called Rotary Family Health Days, or Rotary, where we have doctors. We do like a run. We take doctors all to maybe a village where we have a project that we are running, and we are going to consult for free with all, either their medical doctors for heart or general practitioners. All the medications we get, we never go to drug stores. We go directly to the agent, the Uganda Drug Authority that implements
the National Drug Authority.
The National Drug Authority. And we are using that to get our drugs from. We ask them in advance, they give us drugs. So if there is a problem, then it has to be at that level.
So you mean, because I know Rotary has many serious people who are in business, so if I'm a Rotarian and I have a factory manufacturing basins, and you want to go and help a community, and you want basins, you mean like you cannot buy from me?
Oh, we promote business. One of the objectives we have, the objectives that we run for, is we promote business. We promote
your members
business, high ethical standards, person's business and profession. So
if among you,
yes.
First of all, isn't that conflict of interest?
No, you bid like anybody else within the source of all Rotarians in the country who are in the same business, if they want to do that.
So if you are the president and you are my friend,
yes,
can't you make sure I get the tender? Because integrity that you're talking about, is a major lack of integrity.
Is very major.
Is a major foundation of counterfeiting.
Let me just give you an example. As little as paying membership. We are membership club. We are referral club and membership. To become a Rotarian, you're referred and you pay a membership.
How much?
If, it varies, but I think it's like $120, depending.
Per what? Per sitting?
Per year.
So Rotary is for the rich or what?
No, it's not for the rich. It's for the rich at heart who are willing to come out and say. So that, assume that you've not paid your membership, and then you want to move from this club to the other. That you're not, you've left here. You
have no integrity.
You have no integrity. We will not accept you. Even they write the whole platform or the 1.5 billion get to know so and so is not a person of caliber and integrity.
Can't you fundraise? Go fund me. Go fund me
Look,
to pay my fees.
We can go fund you, but what has made you not honor your obligation?
COVID came.
That is a different platform, but I'm just, that is different.
I lost my job.
That is understandable. Then that's how we go fund you internally within a club. But what I'm trying to go on is, for example, you are a club treasurer in a Rotary Club of Bukoto, for example. Like when I was president, I did raise a lot of money for my projects, for my club. However, if I had used that money for my own good and not for the purposes for which it was raised, I don't think I would even be standing here to talk about anything Rotary. They would have disowned me as a Rotarian of integrity and nothing to do with me. So we promote that. So if we find that somebody has counterfeit product, I'm very certain that if we have this collaboration, you will not have that. Because I
have seen on the on the website of Rotary Club of Bukoto that you have a lot of programs in mitigating the effects of climate change. The Go Green. You're
Mission
doing something.
Green. We call it Mission
Green.
Green. We are doing something in Kasana Luero.
In Luero.
Yes.
But so meaning you travel a lot with your members to go and do these projects. But we have a lot of road carnage. So many people die on the roads and lives are lost. I'm sure some are Rotarians. Haven't you lost some?
We have lost many.
Now, I'll tell you that a lot of the road carnage and the deaths have something to do with the counterfeit culture. Either the condition of the vehicle, the fake parts, the condition of the tires, the roads, the drivers not having. How is Rotary protecting its members internally from these aspects of counterfeiting, be it on the road, be it in consumption? Do you have a special arrangement to say, look, our members, if you're going to buy maize meal for your children, this is the preferred maize meal. This maize has no aflatoxins. It was not rejected by Kenya. If you want to buy milk, this is the milk which does not have drug residues or the meat. Or you just leave your members to just go and suffer with the rest of us and just buy the fakes.
I will reiterate what I had said earlier. I thank you for this show that creates awareness on counterfeit. This has opened up a different perspective on how we look at what we purchase, what we intake, what we are purchasing for. Let it be our cars. For example, on Sunday we are going to be running for Cancer Run. Who has done our brand?
Rotary Club of Bukoto.
Rotary Uganda.
International.
Rotary Uganda. The whole
the two districts will be running against each other.
No, we are running for a cause. Which is a cancer cancer awareness.
It's called a cancer run.
Cancer run, yes.
But there are so many cancer runs, and cancer is increasing. Maybe you should stop running and you start.
We have helped in building a cancer ward at Zambia. So not going far from what we're saying, we are not there to strictly say you buy from this, you take this product, or you take this maize, or you take this person who supplies this water specifically, because we've not been looking at counterfeit. So this is why I'm saying it's a good platform that we should create awareness. It gives us, Rotary gives you a platform where you create more awareness and visibility for our communities to be impacted positively and not utilize or consume counterfeit
Do you think
products.
Rotary can help to deal with the cause of consumption of counterfeits rather than stopping the symptom? Because if you come and you're helping somebody when he is already a victim of the counterfeit, you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Is it possible?
I will go back. You said something about environment, and you mentioned that many young children are dying of malaria, for example. What we've done is now, there's that tree that you plant, and it's like a mosquito repellent. We've decided to start planting across all, like that's what we're doing right now.
The whole of Bukoto is full of those trees.
In your homes, you plant them in your homes, but in Kasanad, in Ruel, we've planted like over, I think it's 10,000 trees no, they call them mosquito repellent trees. They're there. We are doing
so that. You are repelling those mosquitoes and they are coming here to bite us. Why don't you find a way of, you plant in Bukoto, you plant in Luwero?
That's why we are creating awareness in your homes to make sure that you plant them. So dealing with a problem, the cause, we deal with the cause. So right now the awareness starts with me and you. It has given you a platform to talk about counterfeit. What are we doing with these Rotary clubs that have over 1.5 billion in Uganda? Let's start from Uganda.
Who are busy consuming counterfeits? Most of them knowingly or unknowingly.
Unknowingly. I don't think you would know the danger of Samona, if Samona was a counterfeit, for example, or a danger of Omo, or a danger of Reiko soap, any soap that you're using. If you knew that it did that, you would consume it.
Yeah, but past president, today your members are watching you.
Yes.
And some of them might be eating fake tomatoes, washing with a fake detergent, spraying with a fake insecticide, taking fake milk. Your message to them, what should we do as Rotary movement? Can we do something more to stop this menace?
One thing that I would tell if my Rotarians, fellow Rotarians across are watching is be mindful of what you consume. Go out for genuine product. It has an implication on your health. It has an implication on the community in which you live. So let's consume genuine product and promote it within. It starts about talking to one and changing the other.
Charity begins at home. You have some members in Rotary who are in the business of selling counterfeits.
I'm not aware.
There could be some.
Yes,
some could be selling counterfeit. But then could you sanction such people now that you have got the gospel according to?
I will
if
start.
You go back in Bukoto and you see
as a lay citizen
importing stuff which is fake phones, are you going to take action, or you'll say no? For us, we are.
No, we create awareness. Everything starts with being aware. Like you're telling me, what are the drivers of counterfeits? Make them aware to know that how are you indifferent when you know somebody is consuming a counterfeit? Why would you keep quiet? Because it's of its convenience, or you just to look at all this and
or
talk
you don't
about
know the concealed dangers.
The concealed danger, especially the concealed dangers. People don't know. Like how you write drink responsibly and you hide it there. Make it visible so that I know that, yes, I'm going to drink. If it's alcohol, I'm drinking it, but this is its danger.
Somebody watching now and maybe doesn't know much about Rotary, they might be thinking, that's just another organization. You know, these days we also have fake organizations. They promise this, they say this, and do the opposite. One of the key values of the Rotary, as you said, integrity, leadership,
yes.
Very nice sounding things. Our neighbors here in Kenya, I heard you saying among the things we do is conflict resolution,
peace and conflict resolution.
Now you see a conflict in Kenya. They have just had an election. There's a stalemate. Where is the leadership of the Rotary? I don't know if Ruto is a member of the Rotary, Raila is a member of the Rotary. Why doesn't the Rotary movement go in and say, for us, we're there to serve, and leadership, put these two men together? Are you above that?
No,
or below that?
From time, I would like to say that Rotary is not a political organization.
Conflict and peace.
Yes, I'm just coming. Rotary is not a political organization. However, do you know that Makerere University has one of the peace and conflict resolution centers for Rotary Peace Center in the whole of Africa? We host students from each and every other country within, and we bring them here, and they undergo a course and complete it. So, looking at that, what we can come in probably is continue preaching the gospel of peace, living peacefully with your neighbor, talking about the things that affect us, that cause us to...
But I didn't hear the Rotary movement comment on the Kenya election to say peace, or maybe that's why there is peace. Because we are such a good, well-intentioned...
We are well-intentioned institution that...
But you may not have political power.
We don't get ourselves into politics. That is one thing I know. We will come in to serve, work with government. For example, in the key priority areas they are working on, like right now, education within the education sector, we have raised lots of schools. We've built schools as Rotarians across our various organizations. We've built schools. We've provided scholastic materials. I would just look at one. There's a village in Gomba district called Kabutemba, where we put up a primary 7 from P1 to primary 7, purely run by Rotarians and the community. And that is being part of change makers of government. So we look at those, then we are looking for what we support. We support government initiatives to make sure that they create a good community.
Gloria, I'm told time is up.
Oh,
any experience that you have had with a counterfeit product or service? So for you, your life is clear.
No, I will just say, this is nothing to do with counterfeit software. It is something to do with a lotion. A lotion, you say I'm very black. Somebody should, oh yes.
For you, are not somebody
I'm
who
not counterfeited.
Okay.
Somebody told me, oh, this lotion is very good, and they had brought it in, and I did not know why. So because everybody in my family was using it, I said, okay, bring. And then you know how you have a white patch, and then so I've had a scenario of counterfeit.
You are Pepsi
Mirinda, and I stopped and I said, let me go back to my Vaseline. And
so a lot of counterfeits in the beauty products.
In the beauty products, yes.
Affecting computer scientists and Rotarians
alike. We're all affected. So thank you for this opportunity to talk about counterfeits and
your message awareness to the people.
Creating awareness on counterfeit and its dangers. We cannot continue being negligent. We have to understand the dangers that counterfeit does. So thank you for this.
We're in it together, the computer wizards and the Rotarians. That has been computer scientist Gloria Katuku. She's been here to speak in two capacities. Counterfeits in the ICT, and then also how counterfeits affect the Rotary movement. I hope we have been able to discern, to understand, to appreciate, and to start questioning more what is it that we are buying. You've heard she said we have a lot of counterfeits in the software world, and she's also pledging that the Rotary movements will now start to see what it is they can do to support and stop the selling and buying of counterfeits. As always, we are glad that you make a date with us every Friday to make the audience that supports this big conversation on counterfeits. We thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and putting that notification to always get to check out when the next program will be. We would like to sign off by asking you, don't be fake, buy and sell genuine.